Good evening, boys and girls. How are we? It's Mark the Bowlerhat Farmer. Well, we've got 36 hours to go until we, the British public, go to vote. What are we voting on? Well, you know me, I'm rather outspoken on these things. So I thought I'd just drop a little bit in tonight and just ask, how does this sit with you guys? So this message goes out to all my friends on social media. Friends and family that have seen me stand up against what I believe is tyranny in the last 4 years. There's lots of things in the last 4 years that we, as, I don't know what you want to call us, some people have called us conspiracy theorists, but we've always been proved right. Freedom fighters, you might say. Forward thinkers or truthers. Whatever you class yourself as in there, I want you to just listen to what I've got to say and then think carefully before you go and put your cross in pen in that box. And the reason I say this is because when we vote, it's a very emotional thing for us. We do it based on probably things that have been passed down over generations or decisions we've made in the past. And this is the time not to do that. I would traditionally vote blue. I'm disgusted with where they are and I will never vote them again. Let's be clear on that. Farming community always tend to vote blue. It was an easy vote for us. Well, things have changed. Over the last 4 years, I've witnessed the destruction of farming, the destruction of our education system, and the trash what our children are now taught in schools. It scares me that a child of 3 needs teaching that they can play with themselves to make themselves happy. It just is beyond me. The reason we need to have transvestites going into schools when they don't even know what they are themselves, I'm sorry, it's just wrong. They should not be going in schools where kids are. I don't care, right? You want to chuck me off platform, do what you want. I don't care after today, right? Just going to say my piece. If you are one of those people I mentioned earlier and you've been on protests outside schools in London outside the BBC, if you have protested against jibby jabs, vaccine injuries, if you have looked into digital currencies, food shortages, no farmers, no food, where they're crashing the farming side. There's so many things which I could talk about. It scares me. But here's the thing. Listen up, guys. I don't want to talk about red, green, yellow or blue. Vote how you like. But for the last 4 years, hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands, probably now even into the millions of people have come to realise the system's rigged. We've been lied to. The government at every total level has lied to us in the last 4 years. Not saying they didn't lie before, but in the last 4 years it's come to light just how superior their lying ability was. They've taken billions out of the system to pay for PPE and billions out of the system to put together track and trace programs that didn't work. They got away with it. Now let's show them who's boss. I put it to you, and you can tell me I'm wrong, and please do in the comments below. And I would ask you before I go on any further to like, share this post everywhere so that everyone can see a mad guy in a bowler hat losing his peace about stupid people and how we all go about thinking about things. Now, if, and I say if, when you go to the polling vote, you get out your pen, your black pen, yours. Don't forget to take your photo ID because you will not be allowed to vote. It's one of the ways they've put this into play so that you can't vote when you get there. So, if you want more food stability in your country, if you want less trash taught to your kids in school, if you want to do away with the idea of this digital currency, if you want to get answers about the jibby jabs, if you want me to continue, I could give you a list. If you want me to continue, I could give you a list of 1,000 things. You know what they are. You've been arguing about them. You've been on marches. You've been up and down the country. You've posted stuff all over social media. Each and every one of us has done our bit. Well, here's the next bit. If you normally vote on a motion, I suggest when you go to the poll on the 4th of July, Independence Day, independent day, I suggest when you get to that box, you get your black pen and you put a cross next to Reform UK. If there is not a Reform UK person in your area, a candidate, then I suggest you strike an independent one. Put an X next to them. We need change. We need to reform this sodding country inside out and upside down, and we need to do it quick, guys, because we are running out of time. My predictions are we have about 4, possibly 6 months left on the food supply chain. Just to give you an idea of how severe I believe that situation is, I don't think there's going to be any food next year because there won't be any farmers. Look into Sainsbury's 2030 no requirement for farms policy. You'll understand Nigel Farage is the only person with his party that has made a decision to stand up against this trash nonsense and to do something about it, guys. They can't do anything if we don't get them in. We need to take some of them seats. Yes, it'd be lovely to take the whole place, but if we can take some of them seats, we've seen the right honourable, in my opinion, Andrew Bridgen stand up in Parliament and get slaughtered by them dirty, nasty sods, right? A good man, and I mean a good man, who's questioned everything, and I mean everything, what the establishment has done. He's questioned it. They've beat him, battered him and bruised him over the course of the last 10 years. It's a disgrace, an absolute disgrace. So, what about if we was to stick a load more people in there who are on the same wavelength as him? I've spoken to dozens upon dozens of the candidates across the UK, and it just frightens me what would happen to this country if we got some really, really good people in Parliament. Most of the people I've met from Reform, just so we can clear this up, right, are not racist. I've been heavily promoting this. I've been out with the trailer screaming from the buildings and everything else. My partner's coloured, Nigerian, right? I definitely don't class myself as racist. I've met lots of the guys. Alex Stevenson, he's up north. Ben Habib, just so many of the guys, and the guys locally. We've got Beverley, England, obviously Scott Hussey, who I'm supporting, David Ball. We've got loads of people around this area and other areas that are just normal, everyday people who are just paid off with how the government's treated us, right? They're not professionals at being an MP. They've not been born into this with a silver spoon stuck under their tongue. These are just everyday people who want to make a damn difference. Why don't we give them a break? Why don't we put them in charge of the country and see if we can run the country better than the politicians? Because I'm telling you, I do not think it's possible for us in any way, shape or form to run it any way worse than they have. We're nearly £3 trillion in debt as a country. £3 trillion in debt. Where's the money gone, guys? As they say in the film, show me the money. Someone has to give, guys. We need reform in the whole country. Inside, outside, upside down. The NHS needs reform. The farming policies need reform. School education system needs reform. Everything is broken. They call it Broken Britain for a reason. I don't want to be part of Broken Britain. I was proud as a kid that everything we had Great Britain stamped on it. Why was it stamped on there? To remind us we were bloody well blessed to live here. Let's be grateful, guys. Let's go to the vote and let's tell the government exactly what we think. I'm Mark, I'm the Bowlerhat Farmer, and you have a good day.